Ucha.se is a platform for video lessons. He said he got the idea for the site when he was a postgraduate student and his sister was asking stupid questions. Darin made a few educational videos in his spare time. Kids liked them and that's how all started. Now here is Darin Madjarov, founder of Ucha.se, monetizing your startups. Lessons learned.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Do you hear me? Yes? All right. So, last year at Webit Bulgaria, I had the chance to present Ucha.se, and we all agreed that actually it's a great product, we're doing something good, amazing traction. And the main question actually was, how are we going to monetize it? And yes, that's right, because it was going to be very difficult, of course, because first of all, it's a startup, and all startups it's quite a challenge to monetize them. Then it's in education, which by itself is considered by many people still to be a free service. And at that point of time, people knew it as a free service. For 2 years long, it was considered as a free service. And you can already see that the task was going to be very difficult. The road was very long, and it was an enormous challenge, I can tell you. It was very emotionally exhaustive to explain people why a free service, exactly the same free service has to become paid. And now I'm going to tell you how we did it. And then it was very successful, and I'm going to give you some numbers because I want to be as helpful as possible to all of you. So we are local. We are in this tiny place over here in Bulgaria, which is a tiny place, but it's a very interesting market. There are 650,000 pupils, 50,000 teachers, and the market for private tutoring is 120 million euro. Bulgarians pay a lot for private tutoring. And this is a market which has to be disrupted by an online service. To sum up what we are doing, Ucha.se is a platform with educational videos in all subjects and all school grades. We follow exactly the official school program. We create the content ourselves. And the videos are short, they are funny, they motivate pupils to learn and to improve their grades. Until now, we have more than 2,700 videos, watched more than 6 million times. And this is quite an achievement because the project is still very young. The team is very big because it's an enormous task. This content is a lot. And we have video animators and narrators. We have teachers who consult and supervise everything. Web developers who take care of the platform, and the marketing team. The project got really quickly popularity and gained traction and won twice the award as best educational website in Bulgaria for 2012 and 2013. Which again is quite an achievement because the project is still 2 years young. Everything started in February 2012. We got our first investment in December by LaunchHub, the acceleration fund. And then we had a seed investment in August the next year by another investment fund and 2 business angels. We use this money to create content because that's what we think is very precious. A lot of platforms, but they're all lacking quality content. And we use this money very efficiently and still have quite a good part of it in our bank account. And actually what happened in the last 2 months is what is most intriguing, and I'm going to tell you now about it. So let's look at those 2 months a bit closer. Around December, January this year, we looked at our product. It was about 70% ready. Some of the content was missing, some subjects we didn't even have started. But we had a lot of traction, 40,000 active users per month. The traffic was much higher, but I'm giving you the numbers that matter here. Active people who watch videos and really learn a lot on the platform. Around 700,000 watched videos per month. And every day we had about 700 new registrations, which was organic. We didn't have any paid ads at the moment, and we still don't have. And we thought we were ready to start monetizing. Now comes the big challenge. In every service, if you want to go from 1 euro to 2 euro, if you want to increase the price, the difference is 1 euro. But if you want to go from free to 1 euro, the difference is not 1 euro. the efforts that you have to put in are simply enormous. It requires really a lot of efforts to explain a user why a free service has to become paid. And this was actually the biggest challenge that we had to do. We noticed that when we talk to people in person and tell them the story and tell them why it has to become paid, this is going to make Ucha.se stronger and stuff like that, it worked. They said, okay, yes, this is reasonable, we have to do that. But we had a lot of users, 40,000 people, and we had to explain to all of them this story, which is quite difficult, and we needed help. Where can we get the most help? Of course, in our users. Among them, we started looking for the devoted users, those people that love the brand, that they're our fans, that really use the platform a lot. Why did we start looking at them? Well, first of all, a devoted user is very often an influencer. He talks to other people, convinces them, and that's how he brings new users to the platform. And on top of that, a devoted user is very often our defender. If someone comes up and starts shooting at the brand, very often they would protect us. That's what happens actually with football teams as well. If I insult your football team, you feel this is personal and you start defending it, right? So that's what we expect to happen here with us as well. Now, this was fine until now. We had to find the devoted users, but the next problem is how? We started looking at people and how they use the platform. We found that on average, a user watches about 15 minutes per month of content, which is enough to get ready for one or two of the most difficult subjects in school. But we wanted more than that. We wanted users that really rely only on the platform for preparation for school and that really watch much more than that. So we found that 3% of the users watch more than 4 hours per month. This is a lot. This is 50, 60 videos per month. They rely only on the platform for preparation. 8% of the users watch from 2 to 4 hours of content, which is still a lot. And these 11% of the users are our devoted users. Now, we thought that if we manage to explain them the story, if we manage to convince them why we have to do this step, they're going to help us. And the scenario that we envisioned actually was the following. We introduce the payment. Some of the users will simply go away. That's inevitable. You cannot help that. Another group of people will simply wait and see what's going to happen. Are they going to return it again as a free service? Shall they use it? Shall not? What's going to happen with the platform? And at that point of time, our devoted users are going to help. They're going to go and talk to them and eventually manage to bring back some of those users. Another part will definitely go away. So that was our plan, how we want to do it. We want to actually invest in our devoted users, and they're going to help us after that in explaining to the rest of the users why we have to do that step. Now the next problem, how are we gonna explain even to the devoted users? How are we going to do this? Now what we did is we paid really special attention to them. I personally wrote them a lot of personal emails. We invested a lot of time and efforts. Actually, all the money that we had for marketing, we invested in our product and the attention to those people. And to everyone on the website, we did special video campaigns in which I stood with my face in front of the users and tell them very honestly and very personally the story. That's why Ucha.se has to become paid. This is going to make it stronger, and we're going to do many more other things. We gathered the whole team, and again, with our face, told them the story. That's where your money comes in. We are going to do a much better service. And it worked, actually. It worked because the industry standard for education is 8% conversion rate. So 8% of your users will become customers. And what happened with us? So let's go back to those 2 months. We introduced the paid version on February the 14th. And for the next 6 weeks, we had 40,000 active users that logged in. And from them, 6,000 became paid customers, which is a 15% conversion rate. And that's what made us really happy and show that showed that we were on the right track. We did our job very, very well. So for the last 2 months, we made enough money to pay our own salaries, and we even have a little bit more, which is always a special moment for every startup that's been working for 2 years in a risky environment. So a very, very big battle was won, but I know that the job is still not done. We, at the moment, we're going to work on growing the company, finding new customers, and eventually, when we feel secure, we're going to start working on a product which is going to be global, not local like this now. So thank you for the attention to all the startup guys here in the room. I wish a lot of success. I shared some numbers, I shared our story because I wanted to be as helpful as possible. And when we share experience, we all become stronger. Thank you.
Thank you, Darin. Do you have any questions? If not, he's around.
All right, thanks.
Thanks, Darin.